So, currently, if anyone is here immediately, which would be the fastest thing ever, all we can see is starting soon. And you know what? That's content, so I'm going to leave it there for a little while and start pinging Cinerus as to where he is, because usually he comes in about now in a rather panicked state, saying he has to ping everything. So yeah, just going to be honest, I might just start without him. I feel like he might have just fallen back asleep. He said he woke up at about 2 p.m. None of us over this entire time, 2, maybe even 3 years, have figured out Cinerus's sleep schedule. I don't think he's figured it out, to be honest. By the looks of it, he really hasn't figured it out. What do I start on? Challenger bracket or Northern and South? Probably Challenger bracket, right?
North and South. I streamed Hearts games, so I know.
Okay, we'll start on South. We're just, we're gonna dive right in. We don't need scenarios. No pings, no problem. Right, let's close this.
There's a ping.
Should we have mute mics? Or
Oh my goodness. Should we what?
Should we have muted our mics or?
No. We've officially, that was it. The starting soon has just finished. We're like 100% live now, so yeah, I've made that completely clear. This is very professional. So currently, what you can see is the Southern playoffs, which when we were last live, the only things that were to be played out were the semi-final onwards, which were obviously Hertfordshire White against Oxford and Southampton against Bournemouth, both of which looked like they were rather good series, to be honest. Were they rather good series?
Yes, definitely Oxford, and that first semi-final was a bit scary. I think we won the first match and then dropped 2 in a row, and I was like, uh-oh, this isn't looking good.
Exactly.
It was all based on Hertfordshire not hitting their shots on target.
And
If
when you
that
say
makes sense.
Hertfordshire, do you feel responsible for that?
Do I?
Yes. Do you think
wasn't really
your
playing.
no, but
I
your
wasn't playing, but-
your morale is what I'm saying.
my morale on the stream, I was like, oh, come on, lads. Gotta hit them targets. Like, you can't be missing
Regardless, you're
shots.
part of the university, so you're part of the team, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what,
I'm
your
the game
actions are
leader.
directly impacting on how Hertfordshire play. That's completely undeniable. I feel that about everyone who plays Rocket League in Lancaster affects how we play. I think that's fair to say, Matt, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, exactly. So, do you feel responsible for the lack of confident shooting?
That
doesn't sound like it. Wow. This man does not accept responsibility. That is what we have found. But,
I don't
despite
take
that...
responsibility because I'm like C1 and these lot are like GC, so
I see.
different game.
If you say so. But they still, despite won that series 4-2 against Oxford, which is, of course, it's
Just
rather good
pulled
for
out the
Hertfordshire,
bag.
of course. You must be
Yeah.
rather happy about that.
Of course.
So that is good, of course. One semi-final, but then the other one was Game 7, Southampton against Bournemouth, and Wilbur was playing for Bournemouth, correct? I think. Maybe?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
No?
If he wasn't, then I wouldn't think the result would be that close.
That is true.
I do recall. I think one person from Southampton wasn't playing, and then they subbed him in, and then they just started to win games again.
I see.
Was that what
I
happened?
think they brought in Kingfisher, didn't they?
Yes, and he
doesn't
definitely
play.
pulled it out the bag because he was like the best player for them in the finals.
I see, but
By
that
far.
was another Game 7 in the finals, but they didn't win that one.
No,
Oh dear, Hertfordshire were just too good, right? Do you take responsibility for how good they were?
yes, of course.
Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, of course, why wouldn't you? Of course. Yes, I mean, I do think, of course, they all said that they credited Stig for just how well they played to secure the Southern playoff, the Southern regional, in a way, victory.
I was expecting an NFL Super Bowl.
Is there like a halftime show and everything?
No,
Like after 4 games or something?
yeah.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Against
Why
South
don't we do
versus
that?
North.
Why aren't there halftime shows in best of 7s? Genuinely, that'd be very interesting.
Where would the halftime be?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Game three?
After one team
Most
reaches
game
2
seven.
games, although after 2 games that'd be a little bit short. After one team reaches, no, maybe just after.
No, it's gotta be. It must be 2.
After one team reaches 3 games. Maybe.
Oh, it's tricky.
And then
It's
it'd be
tough
kind of
one.
hype if it was 3-2 going into the end. But then if
Let's
it's
let's
just
make it a best of 9 then.
yeah, but maybe yeah. Because if one team goes 3-0 up and then you take a break, they're just gonna get reverse swept. Maybe. Oh well. The third place match, we don't really know, how intense it was. We don't know if they played as if they were bots, but Oxford did win that 4-2, getting themselves onto the podium for the Southern region, which is rather nice. I don't think anyone was playing like our good friends in OCE last night. I think they were all probably trying their hardest. I don't know if you saw that. That was interesting.
I did see that.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. It was curious. Oh my goodness! I've looked back at the Discord channel. We have about 5,000 people in here. That is a lot. I mean, obviously, we're not talking about OCE playoffs. If you want to look at that, then you can look, on social media. Speaking of which, if you are on social media, you will find on the EUR_RL Twitter, European University Rocketeers, they have tweeted out the upcoming EURC matches that are happening today. So, speaking as you all have Twitter, make sure to go to it and go to EUR_RL on Twitter and like this post. But don't be done there. Speaking of posts, it's also on Reddit. On r/Rocket League Esports, posted an hour ago. You can find it by sorting to new. If you want the direct link, I can also give it to you, but of course, sort to new. You'll find it right there. When this post is 3 hours old, the finals of EURC 2020 will be live on Twitch, EU University Rocket League. Just in case you needed the title clarifying a little bit clearer. So I will remind you of that at another stage. So please do like it on Twitter and do upvote it on Reddit. And when you've done that, and I advertise them again, you can type in chat and tell me to shut up. But until you've done that, you cannot tell me to shut up, because that is rude. So anyway, coming back, is there any other comments you have on the Southern Regional Playoffs, Stig, or anyone else, really?
I think Bournemouth knocking out Brunel Boomers is like underdog story-ish.
Ish?
Yeah, because I did notice in the challenger bracket there was quite a lot of underdogs taking out
true.
like top. Hang on, let me go find the current standings.
4-1 Spurs.
Let's see.
That's
so
true.
like number
3
2,
down.
Loughborough Lions knocked out. Salford Lions is Salford in it. Even Brighton Babes seed 1 to a seed 9. Liverpool.
Of course, the challenger bracket was pretty insane. We know that for sure.
And then Birmingham taking out Newcastle.
We can't be
with a
looking at
seed
the
3.
challenger bracket. That's sensitive information. We do in the Northern Playoffs. That's where it's at. The semi-finals, as we pick up where we left on from last week, was Scout Sports against Rocket League, Durham Defenders against UEA, and I do believe we have a player of Scout Sports who it was a 4-0 in the semi-final. Pred, would you say that was an easy series? I know you're trying to be polite.
Yeah. So like realistically, we really came from nowhere this season, so we were just happy to sort of like play as a team. I'm in my final year, so this is like my final year of like university esports and stuff. So, a little bummed out by that. But joking
It's a
about
shame.
taking a masters just so I can keep going. Maybe finish higher than we did this.
It's
season.
true. It is picking up steam.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like we didn't break a sweat. We nearly lost the first.
Whoa, that is so toxic. How could you say
Oh,
that?
what's he said?
That is
No,
so disrespectful. I cannot believe you have said that.
We were really excited. No, well, you wanted me to be honest, so I'm just being like as honest as we can be. To be honest, though, we genuinely didn't think we'd stand a chance because our team was formed about a week before our first game. We didn't play any scrims or anything, so
That's fair
Yeah.
enough.
you know, gotta have a little bit of a alphaness about you.
A little bit of
Well,
alphaness.
to be fair, my uni never scrims as well.
That's fair.
Alphaness. That sounds
Alphaness
like
is like a.
you won a Super Bowl of North champions versus South champions, eh?
I mean, I'll genuinely we'll do it. You know,
What?
we're down.
It sounds.
We did,
Ooh.
we did
Can
scrim
we
once
set
or
this up?
twice. If you remember.
I was actually going to mention this to you guys. Are
Yo.
you free on Sunday, the 19th of April, so around 3 p.m. ish?
I mean, this is
I
a
mean,
long
hope
way.
you are.
The
I
long
would
way in
be-
advance, so I'd be
Yeah.
surprised if not. Like,
Go
that's
check with your teams.
a lot of
and-
I
notice.
shall.
If you're free on that day, we will stream that North versus South match.
All right.
Oh my goodness, you're telling me a North versus South championship bracket playoff, basically.
Super Bowl.
That actually is a Super Bowl. Will there be a halftime show?
Can we
Will
get
there
those
be?
aerial-
As we all know, the
can we get
halftime
those,
show is more famous.
Can we
than
get those aerial acrobat people?
Aerial
those
acrobat people for the
aerial-
halftime show?
Give
I
me
think
that
I feel
arrow.
like
No, not the red arrows. The ones that in Rocket League, they like made those bots.
aerial acrobat people. I was thinking
seen
like
them.
some weird dance at halftime show where they bring on like 1 million dancers. But you were thinking about some Rocket
Or
League
just-
bot. We like
Or just a million scarabs.
I think we're
on-
definitely thinking on different lines here. I have also realised that we do have Eddie from Southampton, and I do have clarification in chat, interestingly, that Bournemouth did not have Wilbur. Is that correct, Eddie, or are you going to tell me that actually they
I
did?
believe they didn't.
They
I
didn't,
think they
yes. I'd hope so, or else we're going to have a
Yeah.
conspiracy theory in our hands. So
Yeah,
you
the
were
Rockets look
taking
good.
2-7, but it was a good series, you say?
Yeah, it was a really good series. I think we just
Yeah.
got unlucky in the end.
I see. Well, 2 back-to-back Game 7s, you certainly got your money's worth, as we all know, but the participation fee for NSE is thousands. You've got to spend $9,000 a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you feel like you got your money's worth? I mean, you definitely didn't get your tuition fees worth this term, I imagine, like all of us, but you got your fair share of best of 7.
Exactly, and we got lots of highlight plays. Like I think as a
Ooh.
team we played really well. but
Did you
then
get any
it just-
monster plays?
Any monster plays? I'd say it
Mm,
was some like B tier monster plays, but no like
B-tier monster
no
plays.
infield passing.
So you won't be
monster
getting
crossbar.
monster cans. You won't be getting a lot of them. None of
Don't
them.
think- I think
No.
Hertfordshire
All right.
are
So we'll
taking
just
them.
have to. Oh, maybe though. I figured we were going to start a petition for Lady Penelope to show us just how many monster cans he does have when he delivers them, and make a massive pyramid out of them. Because they do seem to have a lot of monster. I didn't know how much monster really existed on the planet until Monster Plays happened. To which now we can
Oh, yeah,
evaluate.
that's
There's
the
a
thing as
lot.
I mean,
Kingfish
that's
or something.
nothing compared to how much monster there's going to be for the NSE State
Yeah.
Home Cup. The prizes for that.
I have seen. I'm kind of worried, to be honest. I don't know if it's a good thing to win or not. How are you going to deal with that much monster? What do you do? How do you keep it? How do you, like... Is there a point where it becomes a health and safety hazard? Like, how much?
Because the thing is, like, when you get a monster drop, that's like 96 cans. Like, that's
Yeah.
what winning monster plays. And yet, the tier above that, the prize for winning, is a year's supply. So if
Yes.
96 cans isn't a year's supply, what is?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to clarify with you. Like, I wanted to clarify with you, although it doesn't seem like you know, how much a year's supply really is.
I have absolutely no idea, but I do know that it wouldn't fit in the cupboard space they've got at the NSC offices. Like that.
That's
much
true.
physically
What about
wouldn't fit.
EURC though? Does EURC have monster plays? Probably not.
No, it
but
does not.
it is live soon, correct? It is live in about an hour and 15 minutes, right?
Yep, it is live at 6 p.m.
Wow, really? It's almost like a tweet on EUR_RL on Twitter tells me that it's live at 6 p.m. I should go and like that. Oh man, I've already liked that. You should too as well. Damn. Speaking of which, the EURC bracket, as I believe we should cover EURC, as we do have Stealthy Wolf with us, correct?
Yeah,
I believe.
absolutely.
What is up? Obviously, we have the playoff bracket here. I don't know why Lancers aren't in this playoff bracket. I'm not even going to go into that. But it was rather. I'm just going to put it out there. It was rather interesting. Of course, we tried to predict these quarterfinals. I think our quarterfinals predictions went pretty well. I mean, sure, I did tell everyone that Northern Lions were going to beat Berlin Phoenix, and as you can see by the score lines, they didn't. If you can clarify for me, they didn't. It was.
Well, no.
Oh,
We
no.
talked with Noddy as well after the stream, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't know what happened, but we weren't playing as fast." And yeah, if you come against like people like Knackflow and Tigre, then you're like, "Yeah, well, I mean, they're good for a reason."
Yeah.
And you see them banging in shots that you're like,
We
"Okay."
have 22 goals to 4 in the space of 4 games.
That is crushing.
Like,
It's insane.
It's
That's
literally
got to be a
stopped it,
record.
yeah.
Certainly ERC record of like, yeah, that's like, I don't know if we given accolades for this season, but that can be like the pounding of the season, because that's just, you go all the way to championship bracket and that happens. Like at that point, just don't go to championship bracket. Like we figured it out way before that. That's just,
We've never had a defeat this bad
it was
in the latter stage of the URC. We've never even had a sweep, I don't think, in
playoffs.
the quarterfinals or further in the URC before.
Oh, we did
mean,
have
Adelaide
another
did it
sweep,
as
did we
well.
not? Yeah, I believe we do
Yeah.
have Misty right here. Misty, would you like to bring up the ping factor? How playable was this series? And for your defense, probably say really unplayable, as it didn't look like it went very well.
Probably not our best, or definitely not probably our worst series we ever played in this whole Uni Rocket League thing.
Yeah.
I guess like both my teammates were not like really.
I mean, to be fair, the first
Zone.
3 games were all 1-goal games.
Yeah, like literally they weren't really in zone the whole time. It's just like so many double
See.
commits, so much passing mistakes, and just like giving the opponents the ball. And I think like obviously me being on 200 ping is like I can't really react
It's
to
difficult,
situations
yeah.
and like help my teammates whenever they need it, because I really have to depend on them to be like capable by themselves, which obviously didn't happen. And then I think Instinct as well was playing on his laptop, which was just
okay.
like playing at a 30 FPS and stuff.
Hmm.
Since he had to go back with this whole coronavirus thing, but yeah, he
It's
can't do
true.
anything. But yeah,
Does
I
mean
guess
that
the last
another
series
one.
just like
Yes.
had a loss of. Yeah.
We lose another UK contender, but it does give us a Berlin Fair Play semi-final, which is of course due to start in 2 hours and 10 minutes. If anyone believes that Fair Play Groningen will win, speak now or forever hold your peace. Does anyone think Fair Play Groningen will win?
I mean,
Oh,
in defense
not.
for FaZe, they think they might be at least able to win 1 game.
That is true. How many
I'll
games
bet
do
you
we
2
think?
games.
2 games. Matt is guessing 2 games. I'm going to say 1 game. How many games do we think? All unanimously say a number between hopefully 1 and 4, 0.
Why are we saying games instead of how many goals they're gonna get?
Okay, goals. Goals. I mean, to be fair, Northern Ireland's got 4 in 4 games. That's 1 a game. We're not going to talk about how many conceded. They got a goal a game. That's not even that bad. You can win a series. You can win a series scoring a goal a game. That's not a problem. Like if I just cover up the left-hand side, like
You definitely can score a goal, but I don't think they'll win
Yeah.
a game.
I can see them get a game. Especially like if Berlin get like complacent and like they start winning games really easily.
The fact that we had so much disadvantage and they still like win us by 1 goal game.
That's true. That's true.
Can we actually talk about the fact that Northern Lions only got 4 goals against Berlin? Because I actually thought they'd get more. Like I expected that Berlin overall were going to be the stronger team, but Northern Lions' offense is normally very good. And the thing about Berlin is that they're unlikely to really do their homework on Northern Lions and try and shut them down. They'll just play their own way
It's
every time.
true, but
So
to be fair,
I always expected the Northern Lions would still get plenty of chances. It's just that Berlin would outscore them. But what really impressed me about Berlin was how good they were with keeping possession of the ball. They were constantly looking for passes, like not just the occasional passing play and attack. Like they tried to retain possession of the ball 100% of the time. And Northern Lions rarely got out of their own half and rarely got into dangerous positions. And that's something that I don't think I've seen another team in the URC really do. I've seen other teams in the URC play well, but not that particular style of actually dominating possession rather than just territory.
I
Yeah, it's
see.
probably because it's like the only team that has 2 really experienced players when it comes to competitive Rocket League. The whole like Rocket League.
just allows them to cover a lot more of the pitch and win a lot more like twice as many challenges. When you have a player on your team that sort of just gives you, whenever they go for the ball, there's a 95% chance they're going to win it. They have that, but they have that twice,
Yeah,
and it's just very hard to contest that.
In defense for Northern Lions, though, if you actually did watch the entire series, you could see that Noddy was actually the only one that was really playing up to his own standards. He was making a tons of saves, while blocking Knackler and Tigre quite a lot of, to be honest. And he was, I think, also one of the person that scored 2 goals out of the 4 goals in the entire series. So, I mean, then you just start to wonder what was the rest of his team actually doing, and were they even putting some pressure on defense? Like every time that Tigre found Gnak Flow. You had Rifle Games and Sirius just left, right of the goal, nobody committing to the ball. The ball is just an open net. I mean, it's not hard to score that way. Then you're really wondering what's going on in defense.
We do talk about the Northern Lions offense. Sorry, I was just going to raise that they did only score 4 goals against UWE in the second group stage, but they did manage to get a game with those 4 goals. So maybe the offense, of course, we've seen that it can be very good, but maybe not consistent.
Yeah, but I think I've experienced this kind of situation before because, like, obviously, you know, there's 2 players in that team where they're like super high level, and probably like some players will get nervous playing against people like this, and they tend not to play at their expected level, which they're supposed to be playing at all times. They just get nervous and get scared when they see big players like Tigre and Neklo and the other
That's
team.
fair. I think it goes either way. You can either get nervous or they can just go fully clutch up and feel no pressure. So maybe if Groningen just go insane Dragon Ball Z, they may get a few games. They may get 4 games. I mean, Jordan in chat does point out that like they can only sweep or get reverse swept or reverse sweep. So, you know, if fair play, do sweep Berlin. I don't know what we'll say. I think we'll just all quit, to be honest.
Probably I'll be thinking like, yep, this just happened. Now I can go to bed because the world is irrelevant at this point.
It's true, but until it happens, we cannot rule it out. There is a universe where that happens, 100%. It does involve probably a lot of internet issues, potentially some more OCE style throwing. I don't know, but there is a universe where it happens.
What I thought it might involve was Berlin forgetting the finals were on Sunday.
True.
I did send them a couple of messages.
Whoa,
just to
Cineros,
make
confirmed
sure.
confirmed bias. That is not allowed. How could you help a team actually turn up for their game? Like, that is ridiculous because, you know, hopefully they do know that the NSC finals are in just over an hour. And if you don't know that, you can go to EUR_RL on Twitter because they have actually let you know and tweeted out those games. And that is great. You should totally go to their Twitter and like this post, as you can see I have. And it's also on Reddit, and you can find it here when this post is 3 hours old. The finals of the URC 2020 will be live on Twitch, EU_Rocket League, close bracket. And, you know, I don't know. I don't feel like everyone in chat has done that, so I'm just going to clarify. You should do that. But we do have more semi-finals to talk about, and that is the clang banger of a series that was a 7-game Erasmus kit. Of course, Erasmus being on match point after winning a huge Game 5 overtime, technically winning the best of 5 in Game 5 overtime. Then they realised, actually, it's a best of 7, let's lose. Like, that was a rather good series, I think it's fair to say, right?
I mean, Erasmus was very disappointed. They were always throwing shade the entire tournament, thinking that they would make it to the finals. And then to be knocked out by Kit, they was like, okay, we're done. We're quitting Rocket League at this point. It's literally what they said in the Benelux server. Like, yeah, guys, it's been a nice run, but it's been enough. But like, we watched the entire series. We were not able to cast it due to a little bit of technical issues ourselves. But from what I saw, it was, instead of Erasmus being like a team of 1800s, which is actually more around their rank, with it of course exceeding that limit a little bit, but it was definitely not that with Erasmus. If you told me that they were like 1550, 1600, then maybe I would have agreed, because they were flailing around everywhere, and Kid just got the most amount of goals by just fans seeing, oh, open net, shoot, goal.
Yeah.
Wow.
It does seem like Erasmus, when they were winning, were edging them out.
The players that are 1800 MMR, to be honest.
That is true. We can't disagree with that.
I mean, literally, Juicy and Maxu has said in chat, yep, I'm so washed, I'm quitting the league, I'm retiring at this point.
I mean, that's it. You lose a game as a team, you might as well disband. That is how it works. We all know. Just immediately. So, will we see Erasmus, or will they contract the BCU virus? Yeah, where they just vaporize from existence. Or will they? Or do you think they'll stick?
Maybe if they like get 2 new teams and then split up, because
I see.
I feel like, if anything, they were always trash talking Juicy in well, it's trash talking, but it's more like a sort of banter style to keep it fun for everyone.
Yeah.
BC, when they were talking like, Juicy, you're bad. But I have to agree that in that series, Juicy was incredibly bad. He was giving the ball away a little bit too much to Kid. Maxi, of course, wasn't able to do the amount of saving that he did in the previous thing. Like we saw, them playing and sweeping as well in leading up to the stage as well. But it was because they were all playing incredibly well. Juicy's even playing at a considerable 1800 level, Maxio exceeding it because he was mainly the defending guy, and then Wizard is of course Wizard. He's a monkey in all sorts of the.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, he can be very weird. Like from time to time, he can be the best defensive
Double-edged
player,
sword.
and sometimes he can be insane on offense. So
I see. That's fair. But we've probably upset Juicy. We have ripped into Juicy quite hard. I think we should definitely get an F chain for Juicy. So I hereby say F. K3, are you here?
F.
Thank you. Misty? Can you say F, please?
F.
Pred? You here, Pred? Can I get an F? Okay. Pred isn't going to give an F. He's just disrespecting Juicy. Ro, are you here?
F.
Thank you so much. Stig?
F.
And Stealthy. There we go. That is our F chain for Juicy. We don't want to be disrespectful here. We are a positive vibes podcast. And our last quarterfinal was, we didn't really know which way to predict it, but, you know, the UK is still alive. They are still alive. All hopes all rest on UWE, but they did actually dispose this series, I believe, reasonably well after a couple games. Like, there was 2 overtimes, right? Game 2 and Game 3. And obviously, if that Game 3 overtime, which lasted a full 2.5 minutes, went the other way, potentially that's a different series for Hamburg, right? But after that, it was just Hamburg a little bit broken, right? That's a 6-2 and a 4-1 following that. Does this mean UWE are going to win EURC? Maybe? Maybe? No? Nobody? No?
You tell me.
Probably not, but maybe! Maybe! We hope so. Kinda. Maybe. I mean,
UWE did look very good in that series against Hamburg.
It's true.
Like, even the games they dropped, like, they definitely overcommitted on a lot of stuff. They gave Hamburg a bunch of open goals, but those were really the only kind of goals they gave them. For the most part, they kept them at arm's length. They were mostly on the offensive. They created a ton of chances and scored a lot of interesting goals as well.
Interesting.
Clip. Like, I don't know how they'll match up against an elite team like Kit or Berlin Phoenix, but based on what we saw against Hamburg, they certainly have the quality to do so.
Yeah.
That being said, I know they're concerned about going up against a team like Kit because Kit are meant to be very fast. UWE
We do have a
don't think
clip.
they do too well against fast teams.
We do have a clip of Sebadam streaming himself, watching Jesse stream, which is, of course, content. I will play this clip. It's Sebadam's thoughts on EURC matchup with Kit SC Lawnmowers, clipped by Scenarios. Who'd have thought?
What the community provides.
Here it is. So we do get to hear some Jesse, which is lovely.
Scenarios sort of told by Gladflow that the team we're playing against are very big chasers.
He's been told by Nagflow that they're very big chasers.
If they're fast,
Yeah, well, you guys can't hear it. It's a
Scenarios,
sad time.
then
He's been
we're
told by
fucked.
Nagflow that they're very fast. He then said,
We're not
well, if
good
they are
against
chasers,
people,
we're
or
fucked.
users of fast.
We're not good against
People.
chasers. Then you can hear Jesse screaming. And those are effectively his thoughts.
I think they have that same problem with us because they get so annoyed because we're like the only team they do not beat in NSC.
This is fair. Your record against them was
Then
very
it's
good.
just like- it's just like us just not giving them time and especially Sabadan. because,
Do you
like,
think
he
that
gives
will
space.
see you well in the podium matchup for 3rd place in NSE?
I definitely do hope that they win everything.
But yeah, we agree. EURC, we do want UW to win everything. That is true. I mean, we're not biased here, but like, we're a little bit biased. And
Yeah,
I
right
don't.
now, for doing
and
the
if fair play
first
to
match,
the upset, then maybe fair play. But
This is true. Yeah, we're not really expecting. We're just hoping for something out of this series, but we really are expecting something out of the Kit UWE series.
Is that sin bias or how biased are we talking?
I mean, I feel like the Kit UW will still be a series, but yeah, fair play. I mean, we'll be happy. Like if this goes to like Game 6, we'd be very happy. But we're going to be disappointed if Kit UWE doesn't go to at least Game 6. You see what I mean?
it should be
Very
a
true.
close game, yeah.
So
should just transfer to UW.
that's true. But of course, like
Just
we're
for
all looking
us.
forward to this. We're all excited. And if you are too, you should know that on Twitter, EUR_RL have tweeted out that these games will be live, of course, in just under an hour. So you should definitely go to their Twitter at EUR_RL and like that tweet. And guess what, guys? Do you know what else it's on? It's not just on Twitter, is it? Can someone tell me else what else it is on?
I think it's on Reddit.
Oh my goodness, it's on Reddit as well. Posted by Rocket Kingdom admin Scenarius1. I don't know who that guy is, but he must be a really cool guy because he's posted, well, when that post is 3 hours old, the finals of EURC 2020 will be live on Twitch. Guess what? Brackets EU underscore. EU underscore? No, don't listen to me. EU or University Rocket League, close bracket. That's the post you're looking for. Upvote the hell out of that. You can't see, for some reason, it won't let me because Reddit just doesn't want me to be allowed to log in. And now I've broken it. I definitely need to change. What am I looking at? The championship bracket. Of course. The championship bracket. The third place match. Trent against UWE for the podium spot. As we've just heard, Misty's like, yep, we're winning it 4-0. If we drop a game, I'm disappointed. Is that right? Yep, that's what it sounds like.
I definitely did not say that.
That's true.
Honestly, me being on the ping and my teammates, especially Instinct, not used to his 30 FPS laptop.
That's true.
It's gonna be
Laptop
quite
gaming.
difficult. I guess it'll definitely come to like what happens on the day. Just like how
That's
every
fair.
day someone's gonna play differently, how their mood's gonna affect the game. But that series against Fair Play, is it? Team name?
Yeah, Fair Play
that
Groningen.
series is just like complete downfall.
It's a bit of a sad time. Need a bounce back. Okay, I mean, to be fair, we can have some one-shot predictions on the championship and the championship bracket and EURC. I'm going to be shocked at what we predicted. What are we predicting for the overall winner of EURC? If anyone doesn't think it's Berlin, please speak now and explain, and we promise not to roast you. So as you can hear, we all think Berlin will win.
I mean, maybe Sea Stacks might cause an upset. You never know how good they feel at that point.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tigre could just feel like shit on
I
that
feel
day.
like our
Yeah, I mean,
hopes.
he
Yeah.
was playing very bad on ES Monaco for a reason, but
Yeah, I mean,
well,
I have seen Tigre do some things, okay? In first person. I'm not going to rule out Berlin losing. I'm going to say that UWE may have a better chance just because we've seen Kit lose to Berlin so often. That you would kind of hope UWE win, just for the more diverse final and different matchup for once, as that would be, what, the 4th time Kit have played Berlin?
Yeah, 4th time.
Jeez. And, yeah, Kit haven't really put up a massive fight in any of them. Granted, it's not easy to. So, you know, I'm not saying be biased to UWE, but I am saying you should really hope that they win that series instead of Kit. It's a different sort of thing. It's not bias, it's just supporting. And then there's the championship bracket, which I have no idea who's going to win out of UWE and Trent. To be honest, I might go full UWE hype train and just say, you know what, UWE are just going to break the mold, and Trent aren't actually going to win that either. And I do know who's going to win the grand final of the championship bracket, but I am sure you guys all know that too. Exactly. No one's going to challenge that.
I mean, I would definitely say at this stage, I think UW probably has a higher chance of winning compared to us, but
That's fair.
just don't know what's gonna happen that day.
It's very
I
fair.
definitely hope that it goes good for us. So, but yeah, you don't know.
I think we have a slight issue. Scenarios, do you have permission to ban from Rocket Kingdom channel? As I believe Seth Vex has said that the Lancaster ticket gets swept, and I don't think we should really be allowing that sort of propaganda in the channel. Like, that's actually very harmful and really
We've never actually
uncouth
had
behaviour.
an LSE final before.
No.
But I don't recall the last time we had a sweep. Oh yes, I do actually. That'd be our league season 2, which was technically a sweep. Like Loughborough started with a game in hand because they came through the upper bracket, but then you guys beat them 4-0 actually on the night.
Yes, that's how it be. You know, you just got to do it to him sometimes.
Yeah, that's because they didn't have Matt M.
No, I don't know what you're on about. I think that was just got to do it to them sometimes. There's nothing to do with not having Matt M. But it's okay because we can, you know, congratulate Loughborough on something a bit more recent, right? The Manchester Open, correct? I believe they were victors there. I don't have the bracket, but Loughborough did.
Let me go dig it out.
Loughborough did win the Manchester Open, I believe. Although I do remember an incredible game. Were Salford up like 3-0 with like a minute, like 30 seconds left or something.
3-0 with 30 seconds to go.
It was.
And they lost it.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, I stopped watching after that point because I was pretty damn sure that Salford have lost it there and then. And it was a game 5. And that was, you know, Salford would have won it if they just, you know, held a 3-goal lead with 30 seconds left. But Loughborough, you know, had to do it to him. That's what I'm saying. It was. If OCE had happened before that, we'd have been very suspicious of Salford. Let's put it that way. Although they definitely had a reason to play, so it would have looked even worse. So Salford, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but that was a bit bad, and it was a 0-second equaliser against Portsmouth in the final as well. I believe it was written in the script that Loughborough had to win.
It was Loughborough had such a crazy record because they lost to Portsmouth in the qualifiers. They lost to them in the group stage. They lost to them in the upper bracket, and then they beat them in the grand final.
There it is. That was some incredible Loughborough-ness, which we have not seen in quite some time. It's pretty cool. Gotta be honest, it was pretty cool. 0-second equaliser in the final. I don't know what the Portsmouth roster was. I'm being told it may not have been full, but I'm not sure.
Do we have a clip of this?
Do we have a clip of this? I'm not sure. Do you tell me? I don't have a clip of it, but I would like to see it. To be honest, the 30-second comeback. That was. I would happily watch that again. Granted, I would be like in physical pain watching it, but I'd be totally down. Well, we've not finished. I want to talk about the Challenger bracket at some point, man. The Challenger bracket was pretty damn cool. It was pretty damn cool. We could also revisit Northern and Southern playoffs. But, you know, that's just content, really. Just content. But, you know, we do, of course, have players both from Arctic Foxes and Kiel who will hopefully now fight to the death over who should have won the best of 7 and whether Arctic Foxes did throw and are they an OCE team? That is the question.
Before they do that, we do actually have the clip.
We do have the clip. Oh my goodness, that's it. Don't fight to the death yet. Hold the door. Hold the door. We're watching this. The 0-second equaliser. Portsmouth are up 1-0. 5 seconds left. They're gonna win. It's over. It's literally just over, right? This is the full Portsmouth roster. Then Loughborough, a team, just a mid-table team, and Stamina's just like, how about I just score on 0 seconds and then Loughborough win? Like, you know, it's just what's going on? This is ridiculous. The real question is, why aren't Loughborough in NSC Championship bracket finals? What's going on there? If they can do that, why aren't they? This is a good question, but I don't think they can answer it either.
Portsmouth doing an Esper.
Yes, it is. That is true. Okay, but that's okay. That does bring us, unless there are other clips, back to the fight to the death between K3 and Ro. Correct?
I'll let Ro speak first.
Okay, Ro, you get to speak first. All right, you got 1 minute. It's a rap battle now.
I don't think I'm not going to fight my side too much because I'm going to be honest. We were really nervous going into that match, and I think it showed. We were in defense the whole series. I think we were quite lucky to win 3 games actually.
Whoa.
Our offense was not.
This is an intense fight to the death.
I know, yeah, it's been so nice.
Our offense was kind of lackluster. We didn't really get out of our half. Only when they sort of let up their attack. They boost-starved us a lot, which is something we've never run into before playing NSE. So we definitely learned a lot from the matchup. If we calmed our nerves a bit, I definitely think we stood a good chance. But they just played better on the day.
The Kiel consistency shined through. Is that how you feel, K3, or did you feel that it was destined? Did you feel that that was the one, and you were going to do it? I mean, let's not get onto the final and the fact that you didn't do it, but in that series.
I feel like Ro's given us a bit more credit than we actually. I feel like they played really well. I feel like our team is an aggressive team in general. We tend to get a lot of shots on goal, not necessarily.
Oh, trust me, we remember the stats. There are many goals in your games.
We're a really aggressive team, and we kind of get scored on via counter attacks a lot of the time, and I don't think they capitalised on that. I think that's what made the difference. Because in the last game, the game 7, we just our passes were connecting, and we ended up winning the game like 4-1 or something like that, just because our passes were just not being intercepted in front of their goal.
It's true.
That's what I think nerves may have played a part in that. I'm not sure.
I see. But then on to the best of 7 final against Kent. What do you feel went wrong? What went right, if anything?
It's a shame because we played Kent previously and 4-0'd them. So we went into the game. I think because we beat them 4-0 before.
Yeah.
They obviously improved quite a lot last time we played them, and we went like 3-1 down, and then it was just too much of a hill to climb. And we just Kiri's a really good player, and he was beating all three of us to the ball a lot of the time. So
yeah, I mean, definitely credit to Kent, right? They actually, I believe they were meant to play with Aliame with a PC, but then Mike stepping in last second, filling the shoes, and so it was microphone. It was actually the week 2 roster that did get 7 points, somehow miraculously, and it appears like that same sort of performance showed up, with them taking the entire Challenger bracket after a 4-2 as well over University of Birmingham, which is, fair play to Kent right there. They don't get about 100 cans of Monster, but they do get happiness, I would hope, and that's the greatest prize for all of us.
We actually scrimmed Kent right before the semi-finals, like 2 or 3 games. I think it was 3. And we won. It felt like we won everyone convincingly, so it really surprised us that they came
It was a
out that
mental
strong.
outplay. They were actually just tricking you. If you played the
true.
final against them, that's what it was.
I don't know.
And then that is how they got the big prize of happiness. And if you guys would want happiness as well, I can suggest something, and that is watching EURC in 45 minutes. Do you guys know that it's actually on social media? It has been shared. But I don't think I've mentioned it. I've not mentioned it, have I? That it's actually on Twitter. If you go to EUR_RL, they've actually tweeted about it. And you can like their tweet. In fact, you should. But it's not just on Twitter, is it? I think it's on something else. Can someone?
I hear it's on 2 subreddits.
It's on 2 different subreddits. It's not only on the normal RL Esports subreddit. It's on the normal Rocket League subreddit. I know we don't go there because it's an interesting Reddit. But you can find it on the Rocket League Esports subreddit. And if you're wondering why I can't find it, it's because I'm zoomed in at 250%. So don't judge me. So yeah, just a reminder. You want to watch EURC? Not you want to. You're going to. So yeah, that's good. And then of course, Ro, you went into the podium matchup for the Challenger bracket, and it looks like you sat on Birmingham. Would you say that was accurate?
I don't know. It seemed like they were kind of demotivated after their loss. They were talking in chat quite a bit towards the end of the series.
I see.
I think we were all messing about a bit. Yeah, I don't really know what
fine.
went on there. They're a strong team on paper. Like they're all good players. But
They got their 10-point week. Historic 10-point week that led them to achieve pretty much nothing after that. But it was historic. But it does mean that you do get the podium place on a Challenger bracket, and hopefully you can build on that going into next season, and of course the stay-at-home cups that you will be competing in. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So you're looking to win the entire thing. Maybe. Keel and Arctic Foxes. Watch out. Can you say yeah?
Last season we finished. I think we made it to the semi-finals and then we lost. So winning in the semi-finals this season was an improvement for us.
That's fair.
So as long as we're improving, we can't really complain, to be honest.
That's true. We definitely can't complain about the Keel consistency. I mean, sure, you did let me down. I did want you to get a 5-point week 4 times, and I am upset that you didn't, and you got that 3-pointer.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I don't need to remind you that was a costly drop of points. But oh well. Maybe you can break the consistency mold as you did in league play and just win the stay-at-home cups.
Hopefully, we'll be aiming to do well in that, and then trying to aim for maybe even top 6.
6, yeah.
Next season or next semester.
I mean, certainly the Keel in playoffs is going to be that aim, and you're not having any roster changes, correct?
No, it can only go up from here. Me and Poddy's foundation year. I'm first year, and then we have Archie Satsuma, and
that's
he's
pretty
second
cool.
year. So.
And then you are going to have to beat one of the teams that are currently in the playoff bracket, and obviously, I can't see any of them dropping out. I mean, Portsmouth are going to keep the same roster, right? Lankers, we're not going to keep the same roster, but they're still going to be a playoff team.
Thank
We can still beat them. All the teams in NFC, we can, if we're playing on our day, we can beat. I'm confident.
Well, you wouldn't know about that because we never get to play you. So
Okay.
I'm afraid you don't know. You'll never actually get to play us. Maybe in the stay-at-home cups. Hopefully in the stay-at-home cup we get to play Kiel because we never get to play Kiel.
It did happen in qualifying this season. You might
In
not remember it because
qualifying?
No, I
it wasn't
remember.
particularly close.
Whoa!
No,
Whoa!
I remember.
Whoa!
3-0, wasn't it? 3-0, was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Matt. There's no need to, you don't need to wave it around. But this is very mean that we lost 3-0 to Kiel, right? That's what happened. And that's not what happened. But it's okay. It's okay. We have our champions of the Challenger bracket, Kent. Congratulations. Sadly, no monster. And we have been over the Northern and Southern bracket, correct? UEA, sad times. Don't know if we have anyone from UEA right here. But we're going to Northern playoffs in Game 7. Not to be scoffed at, but a little bit of a shame. I mean, you're still here, Brad. Was the Game 7 pretty nervous? Or were you kind of comfortable in it?
The whole series, we were like pretty petrified. I'll be honest. Like, the finals were like really tough. We went into game like the first game like quite confident, given obviously like the previous match we did really well, so that gave us a lot of confidence going into it.
Yeah.
I think that like if they'd have taken a couple of games off of us in the semi-final, I think we would have maybe lost 4-3 in the final, and it was that confidence that like drove us like I think win like,
a mental
quite
game.
Well. Yeah, exactly.
It
It
is
was
a
just that
mental game.
mentality, keeping our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Fortunately, we
yeah.
fall apart quite quickly against teams that like to demo or boost off.
Yeah.
Anything aggressive like that, we just completely fall apart because
I
we
see.
get mentally tilted. So,
And you're playing the stay-at-home cups?
I would assume so.
I would assume so. Right, so if anyone's playing Liverpool John Moores, just demo and boost stuff. You heard it here first.
Exactly. So,
And are you having a roster change going into next year?
yeah, so
are.
obviously it's my last year.
Yeah.
So, but like on the plus side, I'm probably like the least technical. I sort of like
I
make
see.
the passing plays and pass the ball to the people that know what they're doing with it. That sort of shit. So,
You confident that with a solid replacement, there's potential for National League?
oh yeah,
100%.
for the other two, yeah, 100%.
That's good.
Cosmico just needs to use the right car, you know.
That's a tough thing, man. It's really difficult.
Yeah, he needs to not use the Jeep.
The Jeep.
Cosmico and the Jeep.
Oh my goodness, the Jeep. Can we like have a rule in the stay-at-home cups that every single player on every single team has to use the Jeep? Like, can that be a rule? Can we not?
Probably not the best
Maybe
for
it's
our team, to
not.
be honest.
April Fool's Day is a little bit late.
Is this picks and bans for cars?
Oh my goodness, let's do it! Let's do it! Okay, let's not do it. Cineris is going to get angry with me.
There were meant to be like some extra prizes for the stay-at-home cups. So
Ooh.
for like League of Legends, like it's whoever collects like kills the most creeps or something. You know whatever
I
like
see.
regular stats is. So they were suggesting like it'll be whoever's like top scorer in the competition for Rocket League, and I had to explain to them that unless every single player has
Yeah.
cups mod turned on, that's kind of difficult to actually
I mean,
keep track of that.
stay-at-home
we could do
cups, we
something
can-
silly. I
we
mean,
can
I
try and
don't
get
know if
stats for them.
NSE, but we could just have like whoever has the coolest looking car or whatever.
and the prize will be what? Like a real-life Jeep? No? Oh.
Even more monster.
Oh, let's go!
Like, all of the-
Unlimited monster.
like if you're like top scorer and you score, if you get the monster play
Whoa.
and you win the competition, you'd have a year's supply of monster plus 3 monster drops.
Can you just like get a swimming pool and fill it with monster instead of water? Like, surely that becomes a realistic possibility. And then you just send a screenshot to NSE General, yo, just chilling in my pool, and it's just like this really weird coloured pool, and your skin's starting to fall off. That'd be sick. I'm down for a swimming pool.
Well,
full of
Steve, I
monster.
don't drink Monster, so if we win, you
Oh
can have
no, no!
That's what I'll do that.
No. 2 swimming pools. A swimming pool and a jacuzzi. Let's go. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, we can definitely. I'm kind of missing the stat addiction. Got to be honest. It needs scratching again. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to get the stay-at-home cup stats.
I mean, might do it that you like God, like we will do the top score, but you actually need to send in proof. You like actually need to apply for it.
Right, with a CV. I believe I was top scorer because, as you can see in this replay, I scored 2 goals. This
Can I
performance.
just-
Films 3, hello.
hop in and confirm that I also do not drink Monster.
Oh god.
Let's say that's 3 years supply of Monster.
If anyone else would like to, if anyone else would like to win the stay-at-home cup, you guys are more than welcome to. I do not have the accommodation space for this much Monster. I literally do not. So if we do win, expect a giveaway that nobody is thirsty enough to actually take part in.
Other big news.
Yes.
Lancaster has uncovered a new Rocket League player as of 10 minutes ago.
As of 10 minutes ago. Hold up.
10 minutes
Hold
ago.
the
They
phone.
are
This is.
Diamond 2
Oh.
and an Xbox player, but growing. That's what's important.
I mean, that is most of our Rocket League players, right? Like, every time you discover a new one, they are Plat or Diamond.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can do, like, trade-ups? Like, can we get, like, a black
Why do we
market
not
player?
have, like the draft system from like secondary schools?
That is
Like,
true.
From
That is very, very true.
A levels.
Why don't we go to look at A-level? Let's literally look into, like, A-levels.
Like whoever's the worst in South and North, they get #1 pick.
Oh, my goodness. This is getting way
getting
too
so
American.
NFL.
This is getting so NFL right now. Man, it's almost like we have an NFL style segment.
It would be like you put the few worst into a box and draw it at random because NA can't deal with the worst getting advantages.
Oh my
I'm trying
goodness!
to
What
make
on
the summer-
earth?
I'm trying to make the summer split seem interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned an NFL style format, which is very interesting because I've just brought up a spreadsheet on stream, which at first look and first glance, it's pretty confusing. If I zoom out a bit, you say, which is a dangerous thing for me to do. I'm going to be honest, it's dangerous when I switch to CCA Showdown Catch-Up, even though this has nothing to do with College Carball and nobody really.
Oh, it's gonna be juicy.
This is zoomed out. Of course, a little bit more zoomed out. Now things start to crop. Okay, I cannot move to the left.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, so basically,
This is going to take some explaining. Yes, off. Begin. This is Dragon's Den, right? This is Dragon's Den. How much percentage of your business are you offering for this?
I have no percentage, anyways.
Okay, right. That's promising.
So this is fair game.
Okay.
Basically, the NFL schedule is based on. But well, let's talk about how the NFL is actually split up. So you have the NFC and the AFC. So you have 16 teams in each, all in different parts of the US, and they're all split up into North, South, East, and West. What I have done instead is take the way that Sin has split the North and South teams, which is Birmingham and above and below.
Yeah,
I think.
based on geography, yes.
So I've done the exact same thing. So we have a North-North, a South-South, an East-East, or North and Northeast, and then Northwest, and the South-South, South-North, Southeast, Southwest.
Okay, everyone got that Morse code. Everyone knows where they're going, right? We know
very
where to
easy.
meet.
I based the teams on their split, their winter split positions, and put them into their divisional places. So I think some places have decent matches or like decent like potential to bring out some interesting things. So in like I think that's the south you have Loughborough, Staffordshire, or is that north?
Loughborough, Staffordshire is north. That is north.
That is north. So
I
you
mean,
have
I'm
Loughborough,
already a fan of this
Staffordshire.
because us and Kiel are in the same group.
Yeah.
Which means we'd get to play Kiel and Salford. I mean, we basically never get to play Salford.
Kiel are like in the Midlands, and you're northwest.
Yeah, I mean it's closer than like to Bournemouth, so
it's not,
that counts,
it's not
right?
perfect. It's not perfect, but it's.
We are closer to Kiel than we are to Sunderland.
Wait. Right. So now that like we know how the divisions of the teams
this
go.
is crystal clear. Yes.
So in a season, you play 16 matches. You play 6 matches against the other 3 teams in your division.
I like that. Yeah.
So let's say for Hertfordshire, we'll play Kent twice, East Anglia twice, and Essex twice.
But can it always be a LAN so that you can get home and away goals?
there's no home or away goals already. No,
Okay.
unfortunately not.
But goal difference might need to be necessary as a tiebreaker.
No.
No? Okay, never mind.
It's all based on win record.
Damn it. Okay.
So
Yes.
you have 6 matches against your other people in your divisions.
Uh-huh.
You also have another 6 matches.
Yes.
You have another 8 matches,
Oh.
home and away against another division in
Yes.
the other, like north or south. So
Correct.
for Hertfordshire, we'll
Uh-huh.
have to play another division in the north.
It's
That's
basically
14
like, really,
matches.
it's like a group of 8, but you're only placed against the other 4 in your group?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's-
let me explain how the matches work, and then we'll get into how playoffs work as
Yes.
well. So you play 8 matches against another random division.
Oh,
from
another
the north-
random division from the north.
From the north. So not from
Yeah.
your own south or your own region.
Yeah.
From the other region.
The opposite. So like
random
north would
division.
play a random south and east would play a random west.
No.
No?
So NFL, it's like they switch it up every year. So it just
yes.
changes. What
So it's
happens.
very difficult to follow. It doesn't make much sense.
So-
it's quite American. Yeah.
Yes. So for example, Hertfordshire, they could take on like a north division.
I see.
Or a north-south division.
But it would be very
But we
cool in
just
that we'd
switch it
have
up.
like it would be like an FA Cup draw, and there'd be like scenarios in all of our screens, like a sort of online poker site there, but with a machine that he picks out the balls. It'd literally be like an FA Cup draw. So it'd be like North 1 plays against East
That
2.
would be very cool, actually.
Cineris, would you be down for that? Is that a possibility that you would be there with like a random ball machine?
I've been
Tell
thinking
me.
of getting a webcam for ages.
Like
I
that
could do
would be amazing. You'd have to have like the white glove. You'd have to have the magic white glove and like the black sort of handkerchief or something that you like. That would
Will we also
be
getting.
the production
also be
value would be unrivaled.
Will we also be getting Donald Trump to pick 1 week?
Okay, wait, that's just not necessary. Like he's a busy man. He's so busy doing nothing that he won't be able to get in his schedule, you know. And why would you? Like he'd come on 1 week and we'd all be screaming in the chat, "Where's Scenarios? Where? We'd all know he's probably asleep because his sleep schedule doesn't exist. But that doesn't matter. That's why we match to your sleep schedule so that we can watch you pick balls out of a random ball machine. That would genuinely be more exciting than the gameplay though, so I don't know if that's worth it because nothing would really top that. Like it'd be the most viewed channel on Twitch for a little while that's happening, but then the games will start and like it would be like an anticlimax. So strategically, when you want people to watch the gameplay, I don't know if that's a smart marketing approach when, you know, your sort of FA Cup draw is the highlight of the show. But maybe, I mean, I think it might be too good to turn down.
Yeah.
I genuinely wanted to do a draw for a URC. If you remember, we did it back in 2019. I wasn't the one actually on screen doing it. We left it over to the casters.
Yeah.
But there are 2 problems with that. Firstly, the format we're using for URC this time around is predetermined, much like NSE's. The entire bracket is set out from the start.
Okay. Yeah.
Secondly, it's also the fact that if you're doing a draw with multiple people, all of them on the same broadcast, then they will need to understand what they're doing. And that takes a lot more preparation, an awful lot more briefing, we found, than we expected. So I'm kind of averse to doing that kind of stuff again, unless everyone knows exactly what they should be doing.
Okay, right. So as I will graduate, I will now officially be joining the NSC team as administrator of NSC, and I am by executive order enforcing the NSC format be changed to this just because of the FA Cup draw webcam videos. Like, I will fully lend myself to making this happen. Because I think on paper, you look at it first and it's like, what is going on here? But it is really cool. Like, this would just... It's just really cool. You'd have no idea who you're going to play every time. We'd all be complaining that there's only 2 seasons in a year instead of like 4 because we'd want to play like everyone. Like that's the only like primary drawback, right? Is that you probably won't play over half the teams in a season because like at what point do these groups, after the sort of 8-team group stage with the second section of 4 teams being randomly picked, at what point do those standings transfer into like a bracket?
Are you talking about NFL or FA
The
Cup?
NFA. I'm not talking about the FA Cup. The FA Cup is a comparison point. So this is the playoff brackets here, which
Yes.
Oh, there's a wild card. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Right. So, so after you play your 16 matches, the top 4. So the team that's at the top of each division is just automatically gets through.
I see. And so there'd be how many divisions of just
so there's
these
4
ones?
divisions.
Yeah.
So there's 4 divisions within each region. So top team of each division goes straight through. Depending on how well they did compared to their other region divisions in their region, then they get seeded 1 to 4.
Okay.
Then the next 2 teams with the next biggest winning records, whether or not they won their division, are then seeded 5 and 6.
Okay. I see. And
very simple.
Bracket.
And then
Yes.
knockout bracket.
Yes. It and like I'm
It
looking at this
works.
bracket here. So this team name. I'm mildly confused.
So on the left-hand side, you have the I named them NRLC,
Yes.
Northern Rocket League Championship, and SRLC, Southern Rocket League Championship. So for the first seed, they get a bye, obviously. And then second seed, they also get a bye, and then the third and what would it be, 6th seed play.
So they're going from right to left here.
Yeah, so on that side they're going right to left, and yeah. I don't know
Okay,
why-
and it results.
Oh yes. Okay, yeah.
in-
So the
Yes.
5th seed will take on the 4th seed, and the 6th seed will take on the 3rd seed. 5th seed and 6th seed, obviously wild cards. Whoever wins those will then go to play. So whoever wins out the 4th and 5th go play the 1st, and whoever wins out the 3rd and 6th goes and plays the 2nd seed.
That's kind of cool. And it results in the NFC Super Bowl with a halftime show.
Hopefully.
That, I mean, obviously, Cineris has basically told us that logistically this is very difficult and it's unlikely to happen. But how else can you sell it to this? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sold.
It was just a random thought that I had, and then
then it became a
took up
spreadsheet.
3 hours, and then it became a spreadsheet. Yes.
You thought it would take maybe half an hour, then it took 3 hours.
Yeah. pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's just one of them.
It's just like a pitch. It's just like a snowball.
Of course. And you even included RB team.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I don't think Sin told me this, but I thought, how could we implement this with other teams? Yes, let's make a 2nd league as well.
Yes.
So now we have 2nd teams and 3rd teams and so on. Because Warwick have like 5 or 6 teams or something ridiculous. It's like trying to win as much as
That
they
is
can.
true. It should definitely nerf their point farming strategy. I mean, so definitely the advantages of this being, one, it's a lot cooler than the, hey, you play these 2-3 teams every week and you never get to play Keel, but it's also got a similar problem in that you're not going to play a lot of the teams. But that being said, would qualifying be seeding these? And if it was actually the format? And qualifying would give us more matchups for it, so I don't know. I mean, I think the advantages, of course, it's very cool, right? It would feel very cool to be a part of. But with you only getting to play 7 different
16
teams.
matches. Yeah, 16 matches, 8 different teams.
Why 8 different teams, not 7?
Because you didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry.
So along with playing the people in your division and the people in another opposite division in the opposite region, you then also have to play another 2 random matches against 2 random teams. The way that NFL does it, the way that NFL does it is they have like their top 3 people who own the actual NFL, and they make up the whole schedule for the entire season.
They pick them so that they're meant to be sort of one team doesn't get to play easy teams sort of thing.
I believe so.
It's
at
meant
least.
to. They pick sort of acceptable matches.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. Of course, only Scenarios would have the power to do, even though it would probably be hench.
Or even we could do FA Cup draw
Would
for
it be
those
three
last
people
two
that own the
matches.
league? So it'd be like 3 people that own NSE.
Oh
I'll
my
admit, I don't even
goodness.
remember who
We
owns
could-
NSE.
But they may delegate that to
One of
you.
them's like the owner of a rugby club. I can't remember which.
That's true.
We
I
could
mean,
do an
something-
FA Cup draw for those last two
That
matches.
is true. I mean, as time goes on, more and more scenarios, it does look like we're just going to have to do this. It's slightly too cool. It's just going to need to happen. I mean, logistically...
It might have to go under another
Speaking of
name.
things that are going to happen, we've got some events coming up in the next couple of weeks that we should probably talk about.
That's true. I know in 23 minutes there's quite a big event, actually. I think it's a EURC, I believe. That EUR_RL on Twitter, I believe they've tweeted out the games. You might see right here. They're actually starting in just over 20 minutes. You are going to watch. But it's not just on Twitter that I believe it's been shared, actually. I can't think of where else it's actually been shared. I think it was Reddit. Ah, yes, it was Reddit. It was indeed. If you saw it by new on RL Esports, you will find it on r/Rocket League Esports. If you saw it by new on the normal Rocket League subreddit, you might get really upset trying to filter through those posts because the normal Rocket League subreddit is interesting. But I give you the mission to try. But what else other upcoming events do we have aside from EURC in 22 minutes, which you will watch?
Well, there's the NSC Stay at Home series.
Of course.
If people don't know how to sign up for, Steve, would you mind showing them live on stream how to sign up for that? Seeing as you
Yes,
haven't
we
yet.
need to. So let's go to the NSE. Is it on NSE.gg or tournaments?
Normal.
No, it's on a regular NSE website.
Regular NSE websites, right? Stay Home series. It's literally at the side there. You can't miss it. Well, you can because my screen cap is cropped onto how suited the stat sheet. But it should be workable. Rocket League, you see, Tuesday 21st of April, Swiss, and then it goes into the top 16 on Wednesday 22nd of April. How cool is that?
Single elim knockouts.
Yes,
So,
very intense.
So,
Upsets.
yes, it's gonna be kind of like a cross between NSE and like the Manchester Invitational. So I could definitely, it's going to have more of a cup atmosphere to it. You could see teams that have done well in those kind of competitions doing well again. I imagine teams like Loughborough will be feeling confident coming into it. The teams that did well in the Challenger and regional finals will
That is
definitely
true. And we're going to expect some upsets. It's going to be very exciting. However, it is only the one, and people's thirst for things other than Monster will be strong after that. So maybe we just run an entire NFL.
Well, this is the thing. As we were talking about these other events that are coming, I meant the things that are coming on the next 2 Mondays.
Ooh.
So,
yes.
Tomorrow we have the 1v1 tournament, and then the week after,
I knew I was forgetting one.
we are doing an experiment with EUR, which is that we are going to be running a weekly, which is straight single elim tournament for every university team in EU.
Let's go. That way we get to play more European competition. It's almost like they listened to our request. Just like you should listen to my request to go to EUR_RL on Twitter and like their tweet. How wholesome is that? I actually have I believe I've registered, but it doesn't appear. Let's find us. There we are. There it is. The winner of the NSE Stay Home Spring Series until they forfeit because they realise just how much monster I'm going to be given. We do have quite a fair few teams. Not as many as we should have, but quite a fair few.
We've even got South Champions Hertfordshire going in for it.
That is true. So it's following the same format as the recent series of Rocket Royales ran by Cloud Fuel, I believe, right? Swiss into top 16. So it's going to be like opposite, like opponent game differential as a tiebreaker or something. Well, that's what Neil will use actually. We don't talk about that. No, it's just a general. It's very similar format to the pre-RLRS qualifiers, Smash Royales, Swiss Royales ran by Cloud Fuel. Pretty much an identical format, I believe. Swiss into top 16, single elim. And it's proven to be pretty damn cool. Sometimes there's a lot of, like the 16th, 17th spot is very often fringe decider and it's going to suck for the teams that finish like 17th and 18th. But oh well.
Yeah, it's unavoidable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we will make sure to make the tiebreakers very clear.
And please do sign up. There are so many more teams that would play, I believe, if they knew about it. So, every university player you know, ping them until they block you. I think that might be the strategy.
Definitely
we-
gets the message across.
Worth mentioning.
Yeah,
is,
and also sign up for the 1v1 tournament.
Yes, I have
I
this.
hear there's some great players playing, but
There is.
not you.
No. Why would I play 1v1?
Like, because
Well,
everyone
he
needs to
hates
play a bit of 1v1 to improve and become an RCS player.
Maybe. I'm not
He
sure.
hates
It is tomorrow, and K3 is playing, Roofy is playing, Geordie Unknown, Wambo John, Zortea, Camo, Switch, Johnny Greenbean is playing. If that's not enough to convince you, I'm pretty sold right now. I want to play Johnny Greenbean. I will forfeit after that, but I'd love to play Johnny Greenbean, and you should too. Hades, not just Hades, God of the Underworld.
Yeah,
Blakey,
man. He's on
Glitch,
the Harbinger team.
Distan, Darty, Wayflare, Nova, TJX, Psycho, Walden, Elliot, One More Game, Pitwood. Like, how sold were you on that? Like, that's not Vex. It's a completely different person. It's his alter ego. He's way better at the game. Like, he can actually hit the ball now. Like, Theorist of Wind, Jake James J, aka Triple J. He's straight out of the WWE, and he's now here for the 1v1 tournament. Like, DT and Rowe. Like, I don't know who my money's on to win it. Possibly Hades. He is the god of the underworld, and he does play for Hertfordshire, my home county.
Ayo.
So maybe.
Shout out.
I'm thinking maybe Hades. My money's on Hades. My money's on Hades. If I won't be playing, I'll be watching, which means I will roast you if you play bad. So play, please.
Of course, it's not just NSE that runs University Rocket League events. Newell have decided to finally run another.
And
the
will it? Yeah.
Society
maybe.
Regional Rumble.
Society Regional Rumble. Let me get set. Do Newell have a website? Yes. Newell Regional Rumble. Let's see. Can you Google Newell Regional Rumble when it comes up? No. That's Newham UEL Swimming Club. If anyone knows about them, do let me know. Newell University Rocket League.
They don't even have it on their Discord.
Rocket League. The Newell.
It is quite difficult to
Here
find.
we go.
It has quite a large prize pool, so if you don't know
Home.
about it, find out about it
Home.
and consider signing up.
Well, I'm trying to
Or
find
just let us
without being linked.
It's
Well, I've
just
sent you
free
the-
real estate, isn't it?
I mean, the challenge is to find it.
We've done society-wide sign-ups for multiple games, so you'll have
Operation
to let the
Hand
esports
Wash.
board
Hold up.
picture of your
I
esports
found
society
that.
know.
I'd already found that. Damn it.
Okay, then just scroll down.
Hey, Minecraft. Weekly Cups. Imagine not having a Rocket League Weekly Cup. Society Regional Rumble. Whoa, if you're a society rep/leader and you want your society to take part in this, please fill out this form. So, go to your rep and get them to find this really hard to find link, because it is seriously worth playing. A few final words. You don't need to read the article, just find that link. In fact, if you need the link, just DM us. We'll give you it. As long as you promise to not win against us. Look at that! Look at that! £1,000 prize pool. Like, CRL are moulding right now. We are balling. We are aware of many varsities were
on
cancelled.
an NFL bet.
Yeah, maybe we convince them to play it in an NFL-style format. Okay, we probably can't, but maybe. Any questions, please drop me at Centricity, #7353 on Discord. Games are planned to be every Saturday at 7 PM, starting from April 25th. April's looking to be a very good month by the end of it. And I imagine we'd fill this out. I mean, I should probably ping my own organizer.
You could do that, but I've already given him the link, and he's been chasing up all of our esports teams.
Well, he already knows that we are chased up. We've chased him up, so we've turned the table with the Uno reverse card right there.
Our very own Films 3 has been
Hell
hounding our League of
yes,
Legends
that is
team.
what I love to see. That is what I love to see. Can I? Is Dota involved in that?
No, it isn't. Actually.
Oh, I would have played. I would have played Dota. Genuinely, I would have played Dota. I'm waiting. I've not been able to play University Dota at any point, and that upsets me.
There is a Dota stay-at-home cup, I believe. If you want to.
Actually,
try
give me
and
2
try.
seconds. I'm gonna. Let me see. I'm gonna just quickly go into the Dota general channel.
I unfortunately must go, so I don't think you will
That
have
is
any
okay.
more questions for NFL.
The NFL will have so many more questions. I think everyone can agree that they're a fan of it, and the potential scenarios on a webcam picking balls out of a random machine. Like, come on. That is
Everyone wants to see
straight
that.
up. I am pushing for it.
If he wears a bird helmet thing.
If I'm involved
mask.
helping out University Rocket League next year, I will be fully pushing for that non-stop.
All right. Cheers for the chat, lads.
Thank you very much for being here.
No worries.
How are you guys playing the Stay at Home Series Cups? Let me just drop that into the Dota channel real quick.
Now, the overlay is on the CCA Showdown catcher, and there was a collegiate university event in NA that was
yes!
not associated with the CCA.
Yes!
The CCA had
Where can I
absolutely nothing
find
to do
this?
with that disaster.
What was it under?
UMG were the people doing it, and it was, well, it's a series of 8-team single elimination bracket events for collegiate teams in the US.
With outrageous prize pools.
With adding up to 40k, with the final, the 8th week, having $12k on the line, I believe, unapproved by Sonics as far as anyone knows. With the teams selected being out of nowhere, and the casters being clearly competent Overwatch casters, but having never seen Rocket League before.
I found the board! I found the board!
It was a truly special experience.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
It was like a beautiful
Literally,
car crash.
this was,
It was
terrible, and I'm
I
so
couldn't
jealous
look
of the
away.
prize pool, but I think it was so bad, it was really good, and I think I'm about to actually recommend watching NA University Rocket League, because this was thoroughly entertaining.
I watched all of it.
It was so entertaining. They have bot gameplay behind themselves, like when they're talking in between the games. They didn't have an overlay for like half the first series, I believe. Like
Too Fast got an incredible ceiling shot at one point, but it was completely overshadowed by the casters having no idea what was going on.
Literally.
Some self goals, according to them.
Like, tell me that, like...
It took 3 series for the female caster to realise that they're not boosters.
They're not boosters, damn it. Why couldn't you call them boosters? That's better.
As in that they were using their boosters a lot.
That's great. I mean, you can call it a booster. It's obvious what you mean. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's not traditional, but I don't think there's anything... I mean, aside from the other connotations of booster... I mean, I'm just wondering, did they end this game early? Because I can't seem to find the game actually early ending on the VOD. Straight up, oh, they're dead. Okay, and then they pan... to, like, the production value is embarrassingly good. Like, it's such a shame that this is clearly a minor disaster, okay, a major disaster of a tournament. But the production value is so good. Like, it cuts to... They have a panel behind them, like Match of the Day, playing bot gameplay. Look at it. It cuts to not highlights of the game, but Jerwin scoring a goal. Like, what? Look at it. It's insanely good. Like, it was proper entertaining. And yet so wrong at the same time. Like, can we...
The first round of our collegiate clash in the books. And it's going to
genuinely
taking that win against Wichita State.
Entertaining. Some of the teams didn't even know they were meant to be playing in it. They randomly invited them without actually checking they would play. Like, who was it? They didn't even know they were playing until they were playing. Why am I watching Jerwin's goal again and again?
They probably didn't have enough bot gameplay to not recycle it.
Jerwin was popping off, man. One more match coming your way.
They invited the teams they did because they were the 8 teams that are in their Overwatch league.
Ah,
so
of
they invited
course.
The best interpretation of this is they invited the best 8 Overwatch universities in America to play Rocket League. But I don't even know if they're the 8 best or just the 8 ones that win.
Yeah. They don't really correlate to the best Rocket League ones, as some of the games, well, pretty much all of the games weren't very close, and if they were close, they weren't very good. But the production value was cool.
I've never been that engaged in a Rocket League event since
For real.
season 5 of our
What is she doing? What is she doing? What is going on? How has he scored that? How has Tech scored that? Look at the replay. What is the bot? Oh, we don't get the replay.
Did you see the fact that on Twitter they showed afterwards the fact that the casters were actually sitting like on the opposite side of the room?
What?
And it was by camera trickery that they were actually looking at them next to each other.
Hands just phased.
But it's still illegal in their states for them to be doing a live broadcast at all.
Yes, because of then obvious situation, they shouldn't be there. But they were proven to be at the other side of the room, which is a cool measure to take. Kind of cool. Still illegal, but kind of cool. Not that illegal is ever cool, but I'm going to say that's some cool camera trickery. But then they also, there was a bit of Twitter backlash to say that there was some. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, yeah.
But there's still 7 more weeks and us Sonics
Yep,
shut it down.
Sonics are probably trying really hard to shut it down. It will not really be missed if it's shut down, apart from in our hearts, because of how terribly good it was. But.
And also for the fact, if it does work and UMG do win, then we all of a sudden have events without being sponsored by Psyonix? Question mark.
Wow.
Psyonix just give up? Question mark.
If this is the event that breaks Psyonix's back, then wow, I don't know why we didn't try sooner. Like. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. The bracket. Oh no. Oh, it's a disaster. Oh dear.
The best players in one game don't go to the same university as the best players in other games.
We'll be right back. Oh dear.
Just to let you know, the reason I'm in here is to let you know that we're going to have a viewing party in the EURC Discord.
Oh my goodness, there's going to be a viewing party in the EURC Discord.
Yeah, I'm just saying that in the hopes that won't be the only person that turns up to it.
That is perfectly fine. I'll throw myself in the channel and then immediately leave and make some food because I haven't eaten anything today. But I'm technically going to be there, and when you will get to hear me eating as well.
I appreciate that.
But I may mute myself unless you're really lonely. I will let you hear me eat. But Cenarius, he left us. He needs to host. He needs to host EURC. We need to host them, and I don't have the command power to do that. Oh dear. So, Lancashire Rocket League. Why are Lancashire Rocket League going to win the championship bracket?
Because I've done 5 days of aerial training.
I can't find anyone here in this channel who thinks that Portsmouth are going to win. I don't know why that is.
Twos recently.
Matt played twos recently. If you're hearing this, Portsmouth, you should be quaking. There is nobody in this Discord channel who thinks that Portsmouth aren't going to get swept. Literally. I don't know why that is. We have a whole 3 people that think Lancers are going to sweep. Like, it's unanimous. So, I will be looking to host European University Rocketeers. I will be looking to host them, but I don't have the power to. So, if Cenarius is still hearing this, I hope that's what he does, because I can't. So, if you are here and you are chilling in chat, wondering what to do, hi, you're welcome to switch to EURC, or you can stay here with us while we look confused and look through the teams that have signed up for the NSE Stay at Home series, which you should do. Oxford have, no you, Royal League have, Bath Salts, Portsmouth Paladins, and Portsmouth Potatoes. ECG, who I'm going to need clarification on, that's Newcastle? But Newcastle's B team? By the looks of it?
Yeah, that does look like a Newcastle logo.
It does, that's what I'm recognising. Interesting that normal Newcastle don't appear to be in yet. Boosted Bristol, which is interesting. That would be Bristol. Sussex Hammerheads, will they perform to their roster's potential this time? Not sure. Can NSE link up with UMG, get some of that sweet money? I mean, yeah, I'm kind of just ready for UK University Rocket League to absolutely explode the second I leave. I'm kind of ready for that, gotta be honest. I'm kind of expecting it, just because sod's law. Kent signed up. I imagine with their full roster. Yep, they have. And UWE have, of course, the last remaining hope for the UK in Europe. Rocket Lads, I believe that's Leeds.
We're just gonna win everything, so that's fine.
Northumbria Nemesis is that? No, just Northumbria Nemesis. That's, I believe, Northumbria. Though I don't know quite where they are in terms of regionals. Top bins only, which is is that Salford?
Awesome.
That's Salford.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's Salford A. Portsmouth Pancakes. So Portsmouth have got 3 teams. They're fully working out on this one. Sussex Silvertips. Cambridge Carballers. Hearts, as in, I hope Hertfordshire. They only have 2 players, so probably going to be easy to win. Then there's Manchester Hive, which only have 1, so 1v3. Good luck. Trent B. Swansea Storm. White.
Oh, who's the Swansea roster?
They've not got Titanium White. It's only Square Gizmo, currently.
It's just fab.
Yes. But maybe they can get some actual players with their own accounts and find up with 3 players. That would be great if they managed that. I think Scenarios has died. I'm going to message you on Discord.
I would do that too.
Can you host? You will see. Since I don't think I can. If there's anyone still in Twitch chat and not beginning to watch EURC, and there's anything you'd like us to talk about, go wild, because we all hate each other here, and if you leave us without anything to talk about, we will fight each other, and we don't want to do that, because, you know, fighting would involve breaking social distancing. And I will go to Matt's house and find him, and probably give him...
There's the
We have hosted. There it is.